All right, welcome back to the.
Okay, yeah, let's do that again. Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
That was me hyping myself up. Okay, I'm sorry.
Perfect. That's what we need. That's what we need. All right, welcome back to the Game Smash podcast. As always, I'm your host, William Liberty, and with me is the wonderful.
Fawaz Muhammad Yusuf.
And today why don't we, as we always start with, what have we been playing? What have we been playing? I'll start this time. So I've been going mad crazy with Persona because I got 2 Persona games for Christmas.
Ooh.
So I got Persona Arena Ultimax, and then I got yeah, and then I got Persona Q. So let me start with Persona Arena Ultimax. So holy shit, is that a hard system? Like I know very little about fighting games, and it does take a while to kind of wrap your head around it. But oh man, is there so much fan service? Like, when I mean fan service, I mean it's like there's lots of little like Easter eggs and hints.
Easter egg.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, yeah, not the bad kind of fan service. Not the bad kind of fan service, the good kind of fan service where it's like, hints and nods to the other games, like the characters' moves are similar to the moves that they had in Persona 4 and in Persona 3, that kind of stuff. And it really does, it's really awesome because it's just great to, pick all these characters from both of these really, really good games and just have fun with it. And I mean, like, it is definitely a big learning curve, and I played a couple minutes online and got completely destroyed, but I'm still having fun with it. And then after that, I dived right into Persona Q. I've only played about 4 hours of the game, but it's kind of interesting, because the mechanic is that you have a party of 5, and you have like a front row and a back row. And the characters you choose to be in your front row are more susceptible to damage and are obviously going to get hit more. And those in the back row have less accuracy, but are safer. So it's kind of like, who do you want to be on your front lines and who you want to be in your back? You know what I mean? So it's like, it's better to have your healer in the back because she's going to be doing less damage and she's going to be healing people and stuff like that. The only thing that's kind of weird is that you have to draw your map. And I guess it's the whole, like, because the game is Persona Q Shadow of the Labyrinth, so it kind of makes sense that they're trying to go for this whole maze feel, but it's kind of annoying to have to draw a map using the stylus. I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm lazy, but yeah, I've been having fun with that, and, I think it's, once again, both of these games are just really great love letters to those who really like Persona, so I can't fault it for what it is. But anyway, what have you been playing?
I've mainly been playing Guilty Gear. I spent a little more time because the game, like I mentioned last week, the game is very, very, very difficult to learn.
Yeah.
And the character I'm playing, Potemkin, for those who know, is also relatively difficult. So I've just been practicing that primarily. I finished the story mode. It actually wasn't bad. The voice acting was horrible. But, I actually got used to it after a while.
Yeah.
But I actually found myself missing the plot, missing the characters when I was done, which is stuff that I usually revert, like Cowboy Bebop and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed it, and then I took it online. The net code is pretty solid. I didn't notice any delay, any input delay. I was dropping all my combos, but I was dropping them offline as well. So I think it was just me being bad.
Yeah.
Other than that, I picked up this game on the PlayStation Network. It was free for PlayStation Plus. Luftrausers.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a it's a tough game. It's
hard to describe.
It's tough to describe. Yeah, it's like a twin stick shooter.
Okay, I think I got you.
Yeah. So you're using this experimental jet called you're using this experimental jet that you can customize. You can switch up your weapon and you can switch up your body. Different bodies have different abilities. Some make you faster, but you take more damage. Some are slower. Some make your turns better. All the the typical stuff. So you can switch up your body. You can switch up your weapons, and then you're pretty much just flying around. And you're in a ship, and there's a bunch of little ships all over the place, and you're just shooting and trying to rack up a high score. And one interesting mechanic about the game is that your ship heals, right?
Yeah,
It repairs itself, but so long as you are not firing, right?
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
So on one hand, because the game has a combo system, so on one hand you're trying to rack up a combo, you're trying to rack up a high combo, but then on the other hand you're trying not to die. So it's a really nice it's fun, it's something fun on the bus on my way to and from work.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. It's
those are the two main games I was playing last week.
Yeah, okay, good. So now let's just dive right into some news. What?
I said Hearthstone, just
Oh yeah, Hearthstone. Yeah. You have to sneak that in every time.
Every time. I'm sorry.
Hotline Miami 2. There we go.
Baby.
All right. So got some news for Hotline Miami 2. Big changes for the sequel. Couple things. One, level editor, which I think that game would actually be pretty good with a level editor, especially since it's like, after playing, Hotline Miami 1, it seems like this would be a fun kind of game to, create your own maps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what do you think about the level editor as an addition?
I'm not very creative. Like when it comes to building abstract things, like when it comes to building stuff like levels, I'm not very good. So in general, I'm yet to find a game that I actually touched the level editor in.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
I'll probably never use it because I just suck with things like that. But hopefully it increases the longevity of the game if you can download other people's levels.
Yeah, that's the thing is that I always like games where it's like I'm terrible at making levels, but I love playing other people's levels that people have actually who are good at this have made. And the other thing that they talked about is that this game you're going to be playing as multiple characters,
Yes.
13 in total, and apparently each character has different types of play styles. Like one character might be really good with melee weapons, while the other character's better with guns and stuff like that.
Yes.
So
the impression I got from that, because in the original Hotline Miami, you had masks, right?
yes.
And every mask gave you a different ability. Some let you look farther. Some started you off with a weapon, because usually, for those that don't know, you started every map barehanded.
Yeah.
Some they all had a different ability. So I'm guessing that they're removing the mask system and adding in the multiple character system.
Yeah.
I knew there were going to be multiple characters. I did not know there were going to be that many. I thought there were going to be 4, because I saw a trailer, and in the trailer there were these characters that there was one character who dual wielded submachine guns.
Yeah.
And he had an ability to shoot around himself, so he could like an AoE type shot.
Yeah.
Then there were these two characters there was this character that was actually 2 different characters. And I'm not entirely sure how that's gonna work out. But I'm definitely Hotline Miami 1, one of my favorite Vita games of all time. Period.
Yeah.
Like I spent most of 2013 playing Hotline Miami, and I'd be playing it still if I didn't have an A+ on every single map already. So
there you go. See, we gotta get you back onto Hotline Miami. Enough with this Hearthstone shit.
But yeah, just the last thing I'm gonna say on this. When I saw the headline, I just wanted release dates, because similar to Bloodborne, at this point, just give me the goddamn game. I don't care. Literally, if they gave me Hotline Miami 1 with more levels, I'd buy it.
I guess that's one thing, is that I'm actually excited that it's not only more of what we love, it's just more features and just more.
Yeah, they're trying to innovate, which I appreciate. Yeah, for sure. Hopefully the soundtrack is as good, because that was, oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me just stop. I'll use up the rest of our time.
So as you may have known, recently Sony's network went down. It went down super hard again.
I'm
as
sorry, I'm
always.
kind of losing track.
It's like a yearly thing. It's like a tradition. Sony's network has to go down like every year.
I was gonna say monthly, but
So what they decided to do was they did a couple things that were kind of interesting. One, they just said for all the PlayStation Plus members with an active membership or a free trial, they are getting 5-day extensions like to their PlayStation Plus accounts, so that for those that missed out on certain deals and stuff like that, they get a little bit of time with PlayStation Plus. The more
are you sure sorry for cutting you off. Are you sure it's only 5 days?
apparently that's what it says, 5 days. It's better than nothing because I've seen companies do nothing.
Touche.
But the more interesting thing that they're doing is that in addition, they're giving people, just all PSN users, a coupon that allows them to get a 10% discount on any total cart purchase. So that's whether that be like a movie, DLC, a game, something like that. You type in your coupon and you can get 10% off.
Okay.
So I think that's pretty cool. I think that's actually a lot more cooler than having an extended day for PlayStation Plus, because being able to just get a discount on what you choose, that I think is a little bit more interesting overall. It does expire like in a month, so get it now. But I don't know. I think that's an interesting thing to do. Like just give a 10% discount on whatever you want. Instead,
sorry.
Because I'm just thinking back to when the PlayStation was hacked and it was down for 4 months. What they did a kind of cool thing where it's like we're giving away pick 2 games and you can get them for free, right?
Yeah.
But they selected the games, so if you didn't like any of these games, then it was kind of useless to you. This seems like something that could be more useful to a general person.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I prefer that over because I mean the 5-day extra. I mean, sure, they could not have just done anything at all. But it's like, how long was it down for? It was down for
a day or two.
It was down for a day or two, so
more.
I guess you get like 3 days for free, which isn't bad, So I give them credit for that. And then the 10% thing is pretty cool, since it can be applied to absolutely anything. So
yeah,
is it do you apply it to your entire purchase, or do you apply it to one product?
I'm not sure exactly. I think it said total cart purchase.
Ooh, that's
So I don't know.
Right.
I hope I'm right about that, because that's pretty decent. But you may want to read the fine print before you go dropping $100 on stuff. So what else? So that happened. So good on you, PlayStation. At least you're trying. Another thing that came out, a new FF15 trailer. It was showing off some of the open world mechanics and some of the towns that you can visit. And let me say this: God, are these trailers beautiful? Like, oh, they look so good. Like,
they look pretty good, and it was gameplay too. Cause
yeah,
I'm past the point where I care about CGI trailers anymore.
Yeah,
some of them are cute, but in general, I don't really care anymore. But the actual gameplay part of the trailer
it looked cool.
It looked really good. Yeah, it looked really good. I can't lie. The gameplay, it looks more like Kingdom Hearts than Final Fantasy.
I know. That's why I like it more, because I really like Kingdom Hearts gameplay over Final Fantasy gameplay.
Yeah, see, I'm not complaining. You gotta evolve.
I like the fact that they're at least trying something different, gameplay mechanically wise.
Yeah. They tried something different with all 3 Final Fantasy 13s, and they're trying something different with this. Hopefully it works out this time.
Hopefully it works out this time, and we don't have a shitty character in 3 games. It's like, oh, I am not a huge fan of Lightning. I want her to go away.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Oh god. I can't wait for the DLC where we get to dress up our characters as Lightning. That's what we're all waiting for.
I do have to give them credit for creating protagonists with practical clothing.
Yes.
They're just I was just looking through Guilty Gear, for example. I don't know what it is. What it is with Japanese and belts. But they can't get enough.
Oh, belts are awesome, man.
Can you remember what's her name from Final Fantasy X? Was it Lulu?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, she had
a skirt that was made up of belts.
belts and zippers, like especially in Kingdom Hearts, like they freaking
Kingdom
love
Hearts.
zippers. The enemies have zippers, the freaking characters have zippers. There's freaking zippers on their shoes, for God's sakes. Like
Yeah, they
it's
love them some zippers and some belts.
them
So I
some
gotta give them
belts.
credit for, creating characters with t-shirts and
Yeah,
pants.
just
You know?
yeah, just plain Jane t-shirt and pants. We finally reached it.
But yeah, I'm gonna keep my eye on that. Yeah, nothing
Yeah.
else to say there.
And I'm gonna let you get into this. DMC Definitive Edition
Yeah,
announced.
speaking of characters who wear too many belts,
Oh,
yeah,
God.
Capcom just announced DMC Devil May Cry. So that's the Dante with the black hair that looks like
Is that
the,
emo
cocaine.
Dante? So
What?
this is emo Dante, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, Coke
gotcha.
Addict Dante. That's
Yeah.
Coke. They're gonna re-release that game with a bunch of new stuff. They put it in 1080p, it's 60 frames per second. They fixed a
Okay.
bunch of stuff that people complained about. They added a lock-on button for one. They said they're gonna tweak the difficulty, but most people don't really care. I am amongst those people that don't really care.
Okay.
The real announcement was at
Ooh.
the end of the trailer where they announced that they're gonna re-release Devil May Cry 4.
Okay.
A special edition. They haven't announced what's going to make this edition so special. The one thing that they did announce that was almost enough to sell me was that Virgil is going to be playable.
Well, there you go.
For those that don't know, Devil May Cry 4 featured two playable characters, Dante and Nero. Virgil
Yeah.
was not actually playable in Devil May Cry 4. Another thing that people might not know about Devil May Cry 4 is that it was a very, very rushed game.
Yeah.
They cut out a lot of content, because I don't know if you played the game, but you get to the midway point. You play the first half of the game with
Yeah.
Nero, right?
Yes.
And then you play the second half with Dante. But the sad thing is that the Dante sections are literally backtracking through all of Nero's levels.
Okay, so we're cutting corners, I see.
Yeah, they cut some serious corners there. So that's why I'm really excited for this game, because Devil May Cry 4 had a very good foundation. The actual core gameplay, it was fun. I don't think anyone can deny that. The core gameplay was really fun. Nero had some cool stuff about him. I mean, he only had one weapon, and probably another result of all the corners that had to be cut. So when I heard about the special edition, I'm really excited because I hope they can remedy the mistakes that they made with Devil May Cry 4.
Yeah, exactly.
If they can fix that, I mean, it's only coming to next gen consoles, unfortunately, so I won't be able to buy it at first anyway. But if they can remedy that, like, I will pay full price for that game, because I never bought Devil May Cry 4. I played at my friend's house, saw that it was half a game, and I was like, screw these fools, I'm not paying full price for this shit.
Yeah.
But I would love to. So yeah, I'm excited for that game. Looking forward to hearing more about it. Coming out summer 2015 on the PS4 and the Xbox One.
Well, there we go. So now everyone knows. Actually, speaking of special editions, this might be an interesting thing to talk about. So, I'm obviously we talked before about how it's like definitely the last couple of years, this has been the year of making better PS4 editions or special editions. Definitely, this has become a trend. But especially, I prefer these specific ones because I like the editions where it's like, okay, we realized when we released the game, there's some gameplay mechanics that weren't great. We want to fix them, so we're going to release a new edition with tweaked gameplay and stuff like that. And I really do kind of like that because what it allows is that for people who maybe didn't get the game right away or weren't super interested in it, they can go into the enhanced edition and get an overall much cleaner experience. So I think that's good. Like even I don't care that much about Emo Dante, but I still think them going back and fixing problems with that game is, I think that's a little bit admirable, at the very least.
Another thing is that Devil May Cry 4 is 6 years old.
Yes.
So I mean, because when the games were first announced, I didn't even I heard the announcement and I just rolled my eyes. I didn't even click on the link because I thought they were just re-releasing Devil May Cry 4 with HD graphics on the PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah.
I was like, who wants to buy that game twice? That was my first impression. But then one day I just decided to watch the trailer, and then I was like, oh my god, this is actually a good idea. First of all, they're rebalancing DMC Devil May Cry. There's gonna be new features, new costumes, all the DLC, the usual stuff. And then I already went over Devil May Cry 4. personally, with definitive editions, I am generally indifferent. On
Yeah.
one hand, I do like the idea of re-releasing a game a year after it came out at a lower price with all the DLC.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that practice.
Like, what was it? XCOM did that. XCOM Enemy Within.
Enemy Within.
Yeah.
Yes. XCOM did it. Skyrim did it. Fallout did it. Oblivion did it. You know?
Yeah. So it seems like a decent thing to do.
Yeah. I have no qualms with that. So yeah, a lot of people complain about it. A lot of people complain about it specifically when Capcom does it, especially with their Street Fighter games, because they have that reputation. What was it, Super Street Fighter 2, Turbo? Yeah. But I see nothing wrong with it. I see nothing wrong with re-releasing the game. If you bought the game early,
Mm-hmm.
you got to play it a year early. But then the re-release gives people that missed out on it the first time more incentive to pick it up. So I have no problems with it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's an overall just a decent. It's an interesting practice.
It's an interesting practice.
Yeah.
This is.
And last on the list, GTA Heists. There was a new DLC. It just got released. We've been waiting for this for a while, and because I'll say this, like, I obviously, for those who played GTA 5, no doubt about it, the missions where you went on heists were the best part of the game. Like, without a doubt. Planning out your heists and executing them with the characters, and parachuting into like a skyscraper, or blowing a wall and then running in and just stealing all the gold. Like, those are some of the best moments of the game. So that they finally have the ability to plan and make your own heists for the online, I think that's awesome.
How long did it take them?
Took them a while, because GTA 5 came out last year, so took them a while.
Because I knew because you see, first of all, for all who don't know, I don't give three shits about Grand Theft Auto. I tried to play GTA 5, I didn't like it, so
fair enough.
I stopped following the game. So I guess the point I'm getting to is that I thought the heist came out a long time ago. So when I saw the headline GTA 5 heist out, I was like, what? What?
Just general confusion. Well, here's the funny thing: they even trolled they trolled their fan base in the trailer, because there's a character who goes like, "I know you wanted this, but you weren't ready." Like, he literally breaks the fourth wall and basically addresses all the fans who were like screaming for the heist DLC. But I don't know. I mean, like. I just think it's a nice feature, but that being said, I still think it's probably going to be a bit rough, because I've never had the greatest experience playing GTA 5 online. Mostly just because, maybe it's just because on the PlayStation 3, the connections just really suck. I don't know what it is. But I think, oh, excuse me. I think that this is just a nice addition, and at least it came out finally.
This is true, and I will admit, I made it relatively far into the game before I was like, why am I doing this to myself? And I will admit that I got through the diamond store heist. I think the first heist.
Yeah, the first.
And
heist.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, breaking in, stealing all the diamonds, and then running, getting away on our getaway vehicles. That was pretty fun. So I can definitely see how a group of friends would just have so much fun with this if it's implemented properly.
Yeah, exactly. And now, just to wrap things up, let's talk about games of the year. Well, what we thought were our best games to come out in 2014. So I've got a couple. I'm sure you've got a couple as well, and we all know what your number one is, but we'll get to that. So I gotta talk about my favorite game moment, and it comes from this little indie game called Transistor. And my favorite game moment of this year, there was the moment when I was like, this is definitely a Game of the Year contender, is there's a scene in Transistor, a little bit of a spoiler, not too much, but there's a scene in Transistor where you go into this like bar, and it's got like a little area where a singer would go up, to do like, sing to an audience, right? So you go there and you meet one of your old rivals, like someone who you used to like sing at the same bar, and both of you were kind of competing to try, to kind of figure out who was the best singer. At least that's what I gathered. So she shows up, And what ends up happening is that you end up having a boss fight where you and your rival singer end up like strategically kind of like fighting each other. Sort of like it's almost like a duel, like it's like a dance and a duel. And the best part about it is the sound design. Is when you're fighting this boss, you have a beautiful singer in the background that's very clear. And the more and more damage you deal to the boss, that voice becomes more synthetic and disjointed and becomes more robotic. So it's almost as the music is slowly changing as the fight is going on. And it's one of the coolest things in the entire game. And like honestly, that moment alone makes it worthwhile. Like
and
it really
just
is.
spoiled it for all our viewers. Congratulations, Tanner.
Yeah, and but yeah, so it's basically that's what I gotta say. Just get Transistor, it is worth it. And then 2 other games I gotta say, Smash Brothers. You know, if you haven't got it yet, go get it. It's really, really good. It's really, it's just a really good Wii U game. Like you can't go wrong with it. I really don't have much to say about it. Just get it. And finally, I'm gonna name a game that I didn't technically play, but kinda. Persona 4 Golden. Because I know you played it, and I played Persona 4, and I wanted to give it Game of the Year, even though it came out.
I was about to say, Persona 4 Golden came out like I think 2012 actually.
No, I think it came out this year. Did it?
I must have some time traveling abilities because I played it last year.
Well, shit.
I played it in 2013 is what I should have said. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, Persona 4. It's really good.
You know what? It's good enough.
It's good enough. Okay, I will swap out, since Persona 4 Golden didn't actually come out this year, apparently. I'll switch it out for Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2 is also really, really good. I think it's just an overall great game. And I feel like it's kind of like I said, how we talked about, I feel like it fixes a lot of problems I had with Dark Souls 1. Okay. Kind of addresses them, makes it a little bit more easier to understand the gameplay mechanics. So I overall enjoyed it a lot. But anyway, those are my 3 games that I got. So what do you got for us? All right, here it comes.
Okay, so for my first game, I'm gonna go with one that just came out recently, Guilty Gear Xrd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I love fighting games. Just disclaimer, those are probably my favorite games because I'm a very competitive guy. So yeah, Guilty Gear Xrd is just a lot of fun. It's a fun game. It's difficult. It's difficult and it's not very beginner friendly. But they try their best. They have a bunch of tutorials in there to train beginners. They've got specific lobbies for beginners. They've got a challenge mode that makes you do stuff that it goes over fundamental fighting game concepts, and it teaches you how to do these things like zone in, mix-ups, teching, throw teching to be specific.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's just a really fun, and it's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful.
Definitely the assets in that game are really great. And...
Yeah, so I would go with Guilty Gear Xrd, and for my other game.
Oh, wait. Drum roll, please.
This is a tough one. I'm gonna have to go with Call of Duty. No, of course not. Hearthstone.
Of course. Yes, perfect. Beautiful flaws.
There's nothing I can say about Hearthstone that I haven't said already. It's fun. It's fun. Yeah, play it.
It's an overall good game. It's most people can get into it, no problem. And you know what? I can't fault it for what it is. It's a pretty damn good game.
It's free to play. It's what the Magic the Gathering console games should have been out the gate. And it's free to play, so it costs you nothing to try it. If you want to build some of the more advanced decks, it's gonna cost you some money. Like I'll just keep it real. But but it's a fun game, and I think if you have any love for collectible card games, you owe it to yourself to give the game a shot. I mean, if you don't like it, all you lose is time. So yeah, those are the 2 games I enjoyed the most this year. In general, this was a really just really quick. In general, this was a really bad year for video games, in my humble opinion.
Really?
Yes, it was. We were treated with a string of disappointments underperforming video games and just broken launches. Oh, and
Yeah,
delays.
this was definitely the year for broken launches.
This was the year of broken launches, delays, and disappointments.
Because if you want me to be perfectly honest, I think the better games that came out, like a lot of them came out in the beginning of the year, and then there were a couple later in the year. Like I would say, like Smash and Bayonetta 2 were two of the better games that came out in the the last couple months. And maybe, and then that's what I mean is that, like, I can't really think of many, especially.
I mean, you picked a 2013 game as the game of the year. That just shows you how bad of a year we just had. I mean, like a bunch of indie games that I was looking forward to did not come out this year. Hyper Light Drifter, Helldivers, Broforce, and Hotline Miami 2. I was waiting for all four of those games this year. All four got delayed to 2015. Well, last year. All four got delayed to
Well,
this
now
year.
you can look forward to giving them Game of the Year next year. So there you go.
Yeah. There we go. But yeah, I just had to get that off my chest. Let's hope 2015.
Let's hope 2015, you know, we pick up where we left off and just you know, let's improve. We can do this, guys. But anyway, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. So as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And if you leave a comment in the video, we'll make sure to answer it. And as always, this was Tanner Liberty, and
was Muhammad Yusuf.
And we'll see you guys next time.